right.media.
Welcome back to the SWOSU Coaches Show. I'm Logan Mosier, filling in for Mike Smith, and we have SWOSU men's basketball player Kamden Gipson. How's it going, Kamden?
Doing well. About yourself?
Doing good. So you guys you're specifically entering your fourth season playing in Weatherford. Can you just kind of talk about how your game has evolved during your time at SWOSU?
Well, I've grown as a leader here. Coach Evans has built me into that leader. Coming out of high school, I was 2-year varsity captain on the team with a fellow SWOSU teammate, Tarion Knight. So he just coming here, Coach Evans just grew me and built me into that point guard, molded me into that point guard he wanted me to be. And now we've grown a little bit every year, but this year we're looking to really push it and make a run.
And you guys kicked off your season in Fort Hays just over the weekend. How did it feel just to get back out on the court?
For me personally, it felt great. I've been out a few months now because of meniscus surgery, so I only got a week before to practice, but it felt good. I mean, we were still missing a couple key guys because of injuries. We wish we could have Dane back a little bit for rebound, and Ben coming back off his surgery as well. So it felt good to be back out there, but it wasn't what we wanted as the outcome. But we're going to continue to grow and get ready for our game against Cameron tomorrow.
And that leads me right into my next question. You guys are going to be back out in front of the hometown crowd at the Pioneer Cellular Event Center after an interesting year, just to say the least, last year with COVID and all that. How excited are you to play in front of a live crowd at home?
Man, it feels good to come home. I was saying that yesterday, shoot around. Coming off the two losses, nothing feels better than coming to your home gym, a gym being able to hit some shots there and probably get on a good win and start from there.
And what do you guys need to do? Just a quick scouting report on Cameron. What's it going to take for you guys to get a win?
Going off our first two games, we just need to clean up the glass a little better, and our defensive rotations need to be a lot better. We was leaving a lot of guys wide open, getting stuck in areas, not closing out correctly, and then just moving the ball 2-3 more passes on the offensive end, we'll be fine. We shooting ourselves in the foot. We just control what we can control, and the outcome should be in our favor.
All right. Well, thank you, Kamden. I appreciate your time today. That's going to be it for this segment of the SWOSU Coaches Show. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Are you considering home health and hospice for a loved one? Shepherd Home Health and Hospice in Clinton knows that this is one of the most important decisions that you will ever make. This is your loved one, after all. Shepherd Home Health and Hospice is a trusted name in the home health and hospice industry. Locally owned and operated since 2006, Shepherd Home Health and Hospice has serviced Clinton and the surrounding areas with caring and dependable service. See what Shepherd Home Health and Hospice can do for you and your loved one today.
There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, keeping your energy prices steady and affordable. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO. There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, creating jobs and more money for communities and schools. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO.
Weatherford Regional Hospital is committed to serving Western Oklahoma with the best facilities, technologies, and employees. Everything from the convenient care clinic to the highly trained oncology department to the top-of-the-line mammography and x-ray equipment, down to the women's center, nursery, and emergency room. Weatherford Regional Hospital strives to provide you with a safe, clean, comfortable environment. Give them a call today or check them out online at weatherfordhospital.com.
filter changed? Take your vehicle to CJ Southwest Tire in Weatherford. There is no appointment needed. Bring your car, truck, or diesel in today. You can wait in the comfort of their smoke-free lounge while experienced technicians change your oil and filter on your vehicle. CJ Southwest Tire on the corner of Maine and Kansas in Weatherford. Your Bridgestone and Firestone dealer. CJ Southwest Tire. See them on Facebook and at cjsouthwesttire.com.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the SWOSU Coaches Show. I'm Logan Mosier, filling in for Mike Smith. And to start the show, we've got SWOSU women's head basketball coach Kelsi Musick. Coach, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
And you guys are coming off a 2-0 weekend in the GAC-MIAA crossover, 2 games at home, 2 big wins. Can you just walk us through how your team improved from that opening season tournament to this weekend?
Well, luckily we had 2 more weeks of practice, which was definitely key for all my young players. Going to that tip-off classic and being able to play some of the top teams in the nation so early in the season, it's been very good so far because we were able to see where we were at and where we needed to be and to play such tough talent. It really, I think, woke up my young players and realized, whoa, we're on a really good college team and we're not in high school anymore. So it was definitely an eye-opener for them, and we were able to come back and really hone in on our defense and our offense because, like I said, it's just new to them and they're all still learning, and it takes a while to understand my system. And so we really pushed them for that 2 weeks, and I think it paid off. They did a better job of executing, listening, finishing, and just being able to put our system together in place on the court.
And one of those young players, freshman Layni Zinn, had an incredible game for you guys against Pittsburgh State, came off the bench and scored 16 and hit 3 threes. Can you just talk about her play on Saturday?
Each of them I feel like have really gotten better in this 2 weeks, and Layni has definitely taken it to heart. And she's just a hard-nosed player who works hard all the time, and she accepts her role. But at the same time, I know that she can score and she can do a lot of things that I don't think a lot of people have been able to see yet. And she was able to put that on display on Saturday against Pitt State. And just executing, she took good shots. She made good decisions. Her speed was much better, which that's one thing I've been kind of on her about. And she really took heed to correcting the mistakes that she needed to correct. And I think it showed with her play on Saturday.
And can you kind of just talk about the group as a whole of the young players you have, how their growth has been so far through the season?
I think that, like I always tell them, we want to be playing our best basketball in February and March, but it's like climbing a mountain. Every day and every game, we have to take a step closer to the top. And they're really been pushing each other in practice. And we've been on them. We've been on them about just little things. They've had to run extra, do extra push-ups and different things like that, just so they take heed to what we say. But I feel like our defense has gotten a lot better. Our offense is still good, but at the same time, if we're not going to press the whole time like we have the last couple of years, we really have to be better in the shell. And they've really taken that to heart. And, it was evident when we played, Washburn, for instance, even though we let them come back, we still held them in those first 3 quarters to not very many points, which is something we haven't been able to do in the past. So I really think that they have been working hard in practice, executing our game plans, and then just really focusing on our defense and our offense and just being more precise and executing at a higher level.
And you guys have a whole nother week of practice before you guys will take on Cameron next week. What do you want to improve on in this week of practice before you guys get back out on the court?
We have to finish around the rim better, and that's one thing I feel like we haven't done as well. Obviously, we have to make 10-plus threes a game in order to be successful, and we can definitely shoot the ball. But we have to be more precise around the rim, and if people are going to run the lock-up defense to where they don't help as much, we have to find ways to still get people open and share the basketball. And so those are things that we're definitely working on this week as we continue to grow and get better. And then our defense still, just being able to be more of a unit on defense. I think we have really good moments and then we have some lapses, but everyone has to do their part, and my young players have to continue to grow and step up and embrace their role. I think that's one thing that's hard for incoming freshmen when you come to a really good team is understanding your role, because they were all superstars in their own right. And then you come to a group of superstars, and then you have to kind of find your place, and they have to continue to stay positive and continue to grow and get better and embrace their role as it might change from game to game and year to year.
And lastly, I just wanted to get your scouting report on Cameron for that game next Wednesday.
Right now we're working on us. We'll work on Cameron in the next few days. They have a couple of games prior to us playing them, so things could change before that. But I know that they're going to run the dribble drive. They're going to be up tempo, and they're going to try to pressure and press us a little bit. So we have to be prepared to take care of the basketball and be ready to play at a high speed, which is something we truly enjoy. So I think that'll be good for us to test us that someone wants to get up and run like we do. So it'll be a little bit of a track meet. But that's something we look forward to, like I said. But right now, we're really focusing on making ourselves better as we prepare for that next battle, which will be Cameron.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That's going to be it for this segment of the SWOSU Coaches Show. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
When it's time to unwind, pick up a bottle of your favorite stuff at Butcher's Wine and Spirits in Weatherford. All the top brands at the absolute best price. From whiskey, bourbon, gin, and scotch to your favorite craft, import, or domestic beer, Butcher's has you covered. And when it comes to wine, Butcher's has the best selection in town. And don't forget to check out their sale rack with deep discounts. Butcher's Wine and Spirits on Main in Weatherford.
Your parents have always protected you and provided the best way they knew how. Now it's your turn to make sure that they are taken care of. Corn Heritage Village and Rehab of Corn and Weatherford is a community providing long-term and skilled nursing care to enhance the lives and meet the needs of individuals and families. Their mission is to provide the highest level of care for your loved ones. Visit them at cornheritage.org or find them on Facebook.
Families and CK Energy Electric Cooperative, it's the ideal partnership. CK Energy makes every customer an owner of the business. Unlike other electric utilities, CK Energy exists to make sure your needs are always met, not to make a profit. We are locally owned and operated, and we are always there with you, reinvesting in your community. That's why in an electric co-op, the people have the power. Owned by our communities, committed to our members.
CK is your energy.
On the corner of Custer and Main Street in Weatherford, More Than Medicine stands ready to fill your prescriptions in a fast, friendly, and professional way. They also offer an outstanding selection of gifts for people of all ages. Their Gold Crown Hallmark card selection is second to none, and More Than Medicine is the perfect place for a bridal registry. All this, that's why it's called More Than Medicine. Corner of Main and Custer in Weatherford. They're on call for you 24 hours a day.
Welcome back, everybody, to the SWOSU Coaches Show. I've got with me freshman women's basketball player Layni Zinn. How's it going today, Layni?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Well, I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to join us here on the program. So we'll just get started. Kind of start with your background a little bit. You played high school basketball not too far away from here. You played in Anadarko. How does it feel to be able to play college ball pretty close to home?
It's pretty nice. We're super busy, so being able to go home just for a day even sometimes is pretty nice. I like it because my family's able to come watch, and I see them pretty often still, so I like it here.
And you guys,
so close.
In just a couple of games, you've already had an outstanding game off of the bench on Saturday. You scored 16, hit 3 of 3 of your threes. Can you just kind of take me through what was going through your mind during that game on Saturday?
Honestly, I just try to let the game come to me more than anything. I get in and, coming off the bench, I don't mind it at all. I just try to do what I can, do the little things right, and letting the game come to me and, I guess, score a few points if that's what happens.
And you guys have already faced off against some tough competition earlier in the season at the D2 CCA, and then you guys go undefeated at home this weekend. I just kind of want to check in and see how it's been for you as a younger player meshing with that group of experienced girls they've got in the starting lineup. How's it been kind of being able to learn from them this year?
Oh, it's definitely great. They have a lot of experience. They've played a lot of tough teams. Coming from a couple losses, just going into practice these next couple of weeks has really been like a growing experience. You know, they took it as, okay, it's time to get better. And so they really push everyone in practice, no matter how young you are. They're pushing you to get better. You're pushing to make them better, just working hard in practice and going out and playing to win.
And is there anything specifically you're trying to improve on throughout the year, or are you just trying to make as big of an impact for your team as you can?
Yep, just making a good impact, trying to become that leader because as a backup point guard, when one steps off, you're supposed to be the floor general. So, as coach says, so just trying to be a leader when I get in the game and doing what I can.
Well, Layni, that's all I had for you. Thank you. That's going to be it for this segment of the SWOSU Coaches Show. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Are you considering home health and hospice for a loved one? Shepherd Home Health and Hospice in Clinton knows that this is one of the most important decisions that you will ever make. This is your loved one, after all. Shepherd Home Health and Hospice is a trusted name in the home health and hospice industry. Locally owned and operated since 2006, Shepherd Home Health and Hospice has serviced Clinton and the surrounding areas with caring and dependable service. See what Shepherd Home Health and Hospice can do for you and your loved one today.
There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, keeping your energy prices steady and affordable. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO. There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, creating jobs and more money for communities and schools. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO.
Weatherford Regional Hospital is committed to serving Western Oklahoma with the best facilities, technologies, and employees. Everything from the convenient care clinic to the highly trained oncology department to the top-of-the-line mammography and x-ray equipment, down to the women's center, nursery, and emergency room. Weatherford Regional Hospital strives to provide you with a safe, clean, comfortable environment. Give them a call today or check them out online at weatherfordhospital.com.
Need your oil and filter changed? Take your vehicle to CJ Southwest Tire in Weatherford. There is no appointment needed. Bring your car, truck, or diesel in today. You can wait in the comfort of their smoke-free lounge while experienced technicians change your oil and filter on your vehicle. CJ Southwest Tire on the corner of Main and Kansas in Weatherford. Your Bridgestone and Firestone dealer. CJ Southwest Tire. See them on Facebook and at cjsouthwesttire.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the SWOSU Coaches Show. I've got with me head SWOSU women's soccer coach Mark Persson. Coach, thanks for joining me today.
Well, thanks for having us again.
Absolutely, and you guys are getting ready for some big things. We'll get to that in just a second. But first, I wanted to get your thoughts on the match on Saturday, a tough 1-0 loss to Oklahoma Baptist.
Yeah, I thought both teams played very well. I mean, obviously the two top teams in our conference, meeting for the third time, which is always difficult. Felt like the first 15, 20 minutes we really were kind of on our back foot. They had a lot of the possession, and we kind of were sitting in a little bit. But after that first 15, 20 minutes, I felt like we really kind of got a little bit of a rhythm, got a little bit more of the possession, got going forward. Again, I thought defensively we were pretty good. They outshot us. I think it was 7-1 in the first half, but only one of their shots was on goal. So did a pretty good job of keeping them away from the goal and limiting their quality opportunities. And then going into the second half, I really felt like we played well in the second half. The goal that they scored was a great strike by one of their players. I thought we defended them well. And so I really felt good about how the girls competed. I mean, we kind of took it to a second level there in the second half. They chased the game and just really fought hard. We outshot them in the second half, had the majority of the quality chances. Felt like probably had one chance, but we got one of our girls taken down in the box that I felt was a legitimate PK. But again, created good enough opportunities, and so was really proud of how hard the girls played and how well they executed, particularly in the second half.
And you guys ended with a fantastic record, 13-6-1 through the season, and a couple of your players were recognized at the end of the year with some GAC postseason awards. Can you just wanted to let you shine some light on how hard those girls worked and how they were honored at the end of the season?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a lot of girls that were recognized in the all-conference awards. I mean, you only start 11 players. There's 7 teams in the conference, and a lot of girls that are kind of put up and nominated for those spots. So again, the girls that got recognized, it was great for our program. Some of those girls were even girls that had gotten injured in the season. Tori, I think, made the second team again. She tore her ACL in training and wasn't able to finish out the last 3 or 4 games, but had a great season up until that point. Some of the key players that made the first team, and Bree Benitez has been an offensive threat for us ever since she got here, but the last 2 years has done a really good job and had another great season and was recognized for that. Nicole Petrino, who has been injured significantly for us over her career here. She's a 4-year kid for us, but this is really her second year of playing for us. She was recognized as the Defender of the Year in the conference and has had a very, very consistent season for us. Liz Moreno, her freshman year, she was Defender of the Year in the conference, has come on late, I feel like, and has really kind of settled in and is back to more of her old self. And she was obviously recognized, for that. And then Brenna McGurk was our other first team all-conference player who, isn't going to score 15 goals a season for us, but her work rate and what she does for us holding up the ball and everything up top really helps us. And so she obviously was recognized as well for that. Second team, Desi Rodriguez came in as a forward, had limited minutes, and then has really done a great job. We moved her into the left back. She gets forward. I think she's had a spectacular season. And so I think was recognized for that as well as to what she did. Michaela Swain was injured early in the season. Late in the season, she's got back to kind of full strength now, and so she was also recognized on that second team. And then Tiana, who's a player who played mostly as a left back for us last season, but really came in as a forward. She's back playing up top for us, and I feel like her last 3 or 4 games, she's just done a great job for us, and so she was recognized as well. And then, our goalkeeper, Ashley. I feel like we have 2 goalkeepers in Kirsten and Ashley that are 2 of the best keepers in the conference, hands down. It's the best tandem group that I've ever had in my years coaching. Either one of them can start. They both do a great job. They push each other. And so having that depth there at the goalkeeper position is so important for us. So again, with team success, individuals get recognized. So that was great for our program, and just excited for the whole team and what they accomplished this year.
And you guys accomplished a pretty big feat. You didn't get that at-large bid into the Central Regional Tournament, but still made it as an at-large bid. So how's that feel making the Central Regional Tournament?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. We've got one of the biggest regions in the country. It's one of the strongest regions in the country. Like I said in previous times, they've taken 6 to the regional tournament, 7 to the regional tournament, 8 to the regional tournament, depending on the years. We've sat just on the outside, probably at least 2 or 3 other times where we were one outside the at-large bid, and so it's a very, very difficult. It's very difficult to get in as an at-large bid from our conference. Fortunately, with the teams that we played in our non-conference schedule, we played some of the best teams. Most of those teams are back at the national tournament. Our 2 scrimmages, well, actually our 3 scrimmages, we scrimmaged Emporia State, who won the MIAA. They're at the national tournament as a 2 seed. We scrimmaged Central Oklahoma. They're back at the national tournament again. Always a great program. Scrimmaged USAO, who is at the national tournament for NAI. So 3 great scrimmages there. Angelo State, we had them in our non-conference schedule. They won the Lone Star Conference and are back at the national tournament. Played Central Missouri. They obviously are at the national tournament as well. So I think just the preparation, even though we did pick up injuries and we're kind of banged up over the course of the season, those tough games are what really allowed us to show the quality of our team. And again, a late run in the conference. I think we only lost 1 game all through conference, and that was to Oklahoma Baptist, who's the number 6 team in our region. All those things were what allowed us to get that at-large bid. And again, it was credit to our girls and how hard they played through the whole season. A lot of adjustments, a lot of adversity, players having to move to different positions. We changed formations, players getting injured for parts, coming back. And so just a real credit to how they've just stayed the course and been committed to each other and what we're asking them to do. And they've been rewarded for it. And so now it's kind of a brand new season going to the national tournament. We've been there before. Central Missouri is not somebody we don't know. We play them every year, at least twice usually. They've had our number most of the time because obviously they're a very good squad, well coached, and so we got an opportunity to go play the number 1 seed at their place and give it our best shot. And that's what's exciting about this time of year is anybody can win on any given day. So we're going to go try and represent the university, the community, the athletic department as best we can, and have a great showing.
And kind of looking at that matchup now against you guys in Central Missouri, what is it going to take for a Bulldog win on the road?
It'll be a massive effort, without a doubt. We're going to have players that will have to step up. We're going to have to compete at a very high level. Obviously, they're playing at home. They've got a great record. But, when we played them here, we were playing without some kids because of injury. They beat us 1-0, scored in the last, couple minutes of the game. And we didn't play well in that game. I didn't feel like we were playing at that time the way we're playing now. So both teams will look different, obviously, but we will have to be very, very organized and disciplined defensively. A team like Central Missouri, they finish very well in front of the net. They don't have to score, have a bunch of opportunities. They do a really good job, and they're very organized defensively. So they're not a team that's going to give up, 3 or 4 goals in a game. And so that organization, that discipline, that just commitment to work and just playing together is going to be what it's going to take for us to be solid defensively. And then obviously in the counter and when we have opportunities, we're going to have to try and create something where we can find a goal somewhere. And that's what it'll take. But again, I'm confident in these girls. We've been through battles. We've played tough teams. They'll show up and they'll compete, and we'll do our very best.
All right, Coach. Well, that's all I had for you. Thank you for joining me today.
Okay, thanks again for having us.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be it for this segment of the SWOSU Coaches Show. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back after this.
When it's time to unwind, pick up a bottle of your favorite stuff at Butcher's Wine and Spirits in Weatherford. All the top brands at the absolute best price. From whiskey, bourbon, gin, and scotch to your favorite craft, import, or domestic beer, Butcher's has you covered. And when it comes to wine, Butcher's has the best selection in town. And don't forget to check out their sale rack with deep discounts. Butcher's Wine and Spirits on Main in Weatherford.
Your parents have always protected you and provided the best way they knew how. Now it's your turn to make sure that they are taken care of. Corn Heritage Village and Rehab of Corn and Weatherford is a community providing long-term and skilled nursing care to enhance the lives and meet the needs of individuals and families. Their mission is to provide the highest level of care for your loved ones. Visit them at cornheritage.org or find them on Facebook.
Families and CK Energy Electric Cooperative, it's the ideal partnership. CK Energy makes every customer an owner of the business. Unlike other electric utilities, CK Energy exists to make sure your needs are always met, not to make a profit. We are locally owned and operated, and we are always there with you, reinvesting in your community. That's why in an electric co-op, the people have the power. Owned by our communities, committed to our members.
CK is your energy.
On the corner of Custer and Main Street in Weatherford, More Than Medicine stands ready to fill your prescriptions in a fast, friendly, and professional way. They also offer an outstanding selection of gifts for people of all ages. Their Gold Crown Hallmark card selection is second to none, and More Than Medicine is the perfect place for a bridal registry. All this, that's why it's called More Than Medicine. Corner of Main and Custer in Weatherford. They're on call for you 24 hours a day.
And that will conclude this week's edition of the SWOSU Coaches Show. I want to thank Coach Musick, Coach Persson, Layni Zinn, and Kamden Gipson for joining us this week. And I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in as well. I've been Logan Mosier, in for Mike Smith.
Right.media.